check. This microphone should be. Oh, it's not on. No. 1 2. 1 2. Right, you can hear me now, can't you? 1 2. Check check. Oh, all sorts of weird sound going on. You'll like this. Hang on. Let me show you what this is. Right, let's turn my mic down. And you should still be able to hear me, but not through this. From over there. I'll show you about that in a minute. Let me turn this microphone back up. Oh, this is going to be a weird one today, I'll tell you. And you're 3 and 4 over there, 3 and 4 down. Okay, 1 2, check check. Let me do this. So Mental Health Monday today is sort of postponed. I've got a family birthday. Well, I don't. Someone in my family has a birthday. It's always their birthday, the same day every year. But I didn't realise until this week or the last week that it was this weekend that it was going to be on a Monday and that we're going to have to go out to dinner. And so I'm not here at 8 p.m. GMT. And I'm like, oh no, what am I going to do? Oh, Mental Health Monday. I don't know if you can tell. I'm feeling anxious, feeling on edge. Not just for the Mental Health Monday mess about, the fact that it's being messed about, but also the fact that I've got to shower up and get ready for this dinner and go out into the world where the COVID's been spreading, and all these anxieties are coming up. Family birthdays tend to end in arguments in our family, so that could kick off. I don't know. I've just got to roll with the flow today. Roll with the flow. So I'm feeling on edge and anxious, and I thought what I need to do is make sure that I've been here and presented something so that you at least know what's going on and you don't think, oh, he's just chuffed it off this week, what's going on? So here we are, very early. And what we're going to do today is we're going to review some of the stuff that we've done on the channel previously. We're going to encourage you to watch the other channels and I'm going to show you the setup because it's basically all done now. So there's some interesting stuff. It's happening early. You're not here. The majority of the Ganji Puka Warrior crew who would be joining us for Mental Health Monday at 8 p.m. GMT every Monday, except today, won't be here at 3:20 GMT, which is like 3 in the afternoon here, but it's like 1 in the morning where you are or something like that. I don't know. We have a lot of people from around the world that like to watch this show, so they're not going to all remember that. They're not even going to know that I'm doing it now. So if you're here, you're one of the lucky ones. If you're watching this on live review, VOD, if you've come to the channel and you thought, where's Mental Health Monday today? And you've seen this little video, this is what's going on. So you have got some fun. We will have some fun. I'm going to try and get through this because, like I said, I'm feeling anxious. But just starting this, just talking to you is making me feel better. Another thing that might happen is, because it's the daytime, someone might come through the front door and it's just over there and it's going to disturb me and make me feel like, oh, people can hear me talking and they're going to think I'm weird. And I don't like it when that sort of thing happens. Someone's been invited to come and look at trees. Sounds so silly. Long story short, this morning, another reason I'm feeling stressed and tired is because they started up at about 9 o'clock in the morning, just over the fence on the trees. And then it started coming over our fence and the stuff started falling in our garden. I'm like, oh, this is... So we've resolved this in a positive way by talking to the nice person who actually, I don't remember you from, didn't you do the trees in the other village when we used to live? Oh, hello. And then they've been invited around to look at our garden trees and to help clean up with the mess and, maybe do whatever. So it's all gone well, the conversational bit over the fence, but the negative is they're going to come round. And I'm going to be sat here doing this and somebody else is going to deal with them at the front door, but it's going to cause a disruption if it happens. So we're just going to roll with it. All of that is making me feel on edge and anxious. I wanted to make sure we got something good done. I haven't really planned much, been worried about it. Got some cool stuff to show you. Let's get on with it. So, I just knocked the table. You see, that's what happens with me now. Is when I feel on edge and a little bit anxious, I do things and it's like a set of dominoes knocking over. I just knocked the table and the whole thing wobbled, and that increased my anxiety by another level, didn't it? It increased it when I saw that lamp wobble. Shall I show you what I'm talking about? You're going to notice something's new. What's this? What's this? Look. That's my hand in the corner. I have to do this with pointing. There, look. There, in that corner of the screen. Well, you can see my hand. What? And what's that down there? It's a doggy bed. Oh, it's another camera, look. Oh, it's another camera. How do I move it so you can see it? Yeah, okay, so you can see it in the big picture now. Look, it's a little webcam. It's only cheap, that. $20, 20 quid. You know what I'm like. I'm not going to spend loads of money to start with. I'm going to buy relatively low-end bits and see that they work and we get the system working, and then if something's consistent, we can improve it and, upgrade. So I'm really grateful to patrons, really grateful to subbies, really grateful to tippies, chippies, and I'll show you some more stuff that we're grateful for in the coming minutes. But this little webcam could just sit on the side of my table, and you can just point down there at this new little doggy bed. Yeah. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll make the webcam bigger for you so that we can have a bit of a show around. That's the. I'll do it a different way. I'll do this. Alt and F, Alt and D. I don't know. Classic Scotty Hottie now. Classic Scotty Hottie. What I want to do is just make the webcam at its biggest. There we go. Yeah, like that. And one more time. Let's celebrate. And it goes even bigger, doesn't it? Look, like that. So that's the full view of the webcam. You could have it full screen if you wanted it. Whee, look at that, big full screen. You don't need it full screen. We're going to keep it in the corner as a dog bed cam, so that's why I had it zoomed in on settings. But when it is full screen, it can show you more of the whole room. Look. Check that out. I wonder, I haven't set this up yet, but I wonder if I can switch to this other window. That looks pretty, doesn't it? That's just the whole... This is the whole frame of the normal cam that you see. The normal camera. That's my camera speed. That's the webcam. And once again, I want to just mess with the frame. Make the frame. I didn't see it. Total preparation. I can't. There's so many windows to move around. Come on, Scotty Hottie. Look, we don't need to do this anymore, do we? Let's turn that off. So look, I'm going to show you around the room, show you what we got. I'm going to try and... In fact, we will use the webcam, won't we? It's already going really well, isn't it? It's already going really well. Webcam at its maximum, please. Thank you. And then I just want to shrink it down. Shrink it down like that. So it goes on the one side, and I'll put me slightly over to the other. I don't like the black lines at the edge of the screen, but I want me to be on the one side of the screen, don't I? So I'm just going to shift me over, and we'll have the webcam here a little bit bigger, so you can see a bit more as I give you a little room tour. Lovely. 1 2 1 2. You can hear me, can't you? Oh, you won't be able. Let's start by turning these new microphones. They're not new, but I've forgotten which one's left and right. Oh no, they're already panned left and right already. So let's turn those up. And I'm going to take off the headphones. So, around the room, we will start by showing you the basics of what we've been using already. This is the microphone I use. This is a Sontronic Sigma. Look at that. It's a ribbon mic. It's very nice ribbon microphone. Doesn't usually live, that doesn't live on it. That's what it normally looks like. And that lives on it as a pop shield, a little pop shield. The desk is obviously a bit of a mess. Got all the stuff out recently, haven't we? Got a tape measure there. Proper workman I am. Tape measure, bits of mess. This is because every time I scrunkle a tissue in my hand like that in anxiety and want to make sure I've got no boogers up my nose. This is that little desk thing that I've been talking about. This is what's enabling us to plug in all these microphones. It's quite cheap and it runs into the computer there, the Clockwork Mac. And all that runs into the big telly. That's an actual telly, look, a telly. Big telly, and we're broadcasting. Yay! This is the camera that I use. It's a Sony A7S, so it's quite a good camera, or it was a few years ago. They've upgraded those now, so they shoot in 4K. But that's quite a good camera. I've been using it on the old filming jobs that we've been doing. I did a bit of Eddie Strongman filming on that, so it's quite a good camera. Reasonable lens, not a really expensive lens. The better the lens, the better the picture, obviously. But that's my main camera, so I'm not running around with that, wobbling it around like this, am I? That's my main camera. That's the one that shoots us in this. And you see how the look is different from the webcam? Because the main camera does all the proper settings, doesn't it? The main camera does ISO and has all those lovely settings. So we're going to stick with that as my main camera. It's going to stay over there. But when we shoot the podcast, under the table there, ooh, tripods, that's my foot. Tripods. So when I shoot the podcast, we're going to whack a tripod here, right here, and the main camera will shoot the podcast. So you have the best possible image for the podcast. I'd like to have one close-up for that guest, one close-up for that guest. We'll talk about the chairs in a minute. But at the moment, we've got main camera and we've got a secondary cheap webcam that I can use as a backup, as the doggy cam, and for stuff like this. So let's head over here. Of course, it won't reach over there, will it? It won't reach over there. I can actually talk to you through this setup over here. Is that peaking? That's not peaking, is it? 1 2 1 2. So that's the binaural dummy head all rigged up on the table. 2 microphones. They're going to sit in these microphone stands, and that's our little podcast setup. You can see obviously the chair. The chair's not right, is it? We've got 2 of those. I've got another one of those, so don't worry. I've got another one of those. It's just not set up yet because there was a little tear in the fabric, and I'd quite like the people in Amazon to send me a new chair back, and then I'll build it. But if they don't, I'll probably just build it. 2 chairs like that, they're going to look nice and neat. The dummy head will not live there. The dummy head will be out when I want to record ASMR, pull the 2 microphones off the rig into it, we're sorted. That's my little ASMR setup. Brilliant, isn't it? I didn't realise that was going to happen, but that has happened. We've recorded an ASMR video this weekend. It's live on Patreon now for patrons, and it will be live on True Binaural on Tuesday. It's just a little announcement video, really, but I wanted to say thank you. I wanted to do it in a whisper. I thought that was the best way to thank people, so I have done. And who knows, I can sit there and record ASMR anytime I like, when it's quiet. When it's quiet. So I can sit there and do that anytime I like, and it's going to lead to more, I'm pretty sure. Thumbs up for that. I'll quickly show you the mess, actually, because I wanted to just get that out of the way as well. Look at all this mess. Look at all this mess. That's boxes of things, and those boxes are those things. The lights. Look at that light, lovely green. Look at that light behind me, lovely red. Well, it's not lovely in the webcam, but it is in the main picture. And we've got these 2 lights here as well, look. Only cheap, again, 50 quid. In American money, that's probably $60, $70. So reasonably expensive for someone like me to be shelling out $60, $70 on an item that, you know, is just going to sit there and light things up. But quite important, we have not got the best little lights for spotlighting. Fair enough. I'm not going to spend 200 quid a light yet. We're going to do some podcasts, get them working. When we're happy that they're working, we can upgrade the lights. But that serves to illuminate the dog bed or the guests when they're sat in those chairs, or even me when I'm doing ASMR. So room tour, we've got boxes, rubbish, little tripods, camera, that's good, isn't it? Got the main mic, the computer, the mess on the desk, that needs to be tidied up, the mess on the desk, and the clockwork computer. That's me in the hello, me in the mirror. I'm looking for the man in the mirror. And yeah, one other aspect that's over there that I haven't mentioned, because it all costs money, is I bought 2 sets of these. Now, I want to use my Bear Dynamics. I use these white headphones, don't I? I use these, the Bear Dynamics. I'm not selling them. I did send them an email once. It's a funny story. I sent them an email when things were going quite well with the ASMR to say, hey, your headphones have been seen like over 1 million times in my videos. If you add up all my views, it comes to millions. So what do you think? Maybe you could send me another set? Because look, they're getting a bit broke. and you don't want that look on your millions of views, do you? You'd rather have nice shiny ones. And they said, oh wow, thanks for letting us know, Scott. Here's a 50% off voucher for your next purchase at Bear Dynamic. And I was like, no, I don't. I think I even sent them this back because you know what I'm like, a curmudgeon. I'm not good at things that are gonna, good at that networky sort of PR stuff. So I sent them an email back saying no. I don't want to spend any more money. I've already got the headphones, because the other thing about these is you can replace bits that get, like, the whole point ecologically, I thought, was that a set of headphones where you could replace bits that go on for a long time are going to be better than ones that you throw away and whatever. So I can replace these things that are broken if they would just send me the replacement parts or a brand new set, but no, they weren't going to do that. And now this was a while ago, and I did look at their headphones again recently, but unfortunately, because of Brexit, I can't buy them because they're not a British company. I think they're in Germany, and they're not shipping to the UK at the moment because of all the Brexit problems. They just thought, chuff it, we don't need to sell them in the UK. They don't want our products, we won't. And when they do, they'll be really expensive. So I can't get another set of Bear Dynamics to save my life. I can't even get the white things to go on, because these white sponges are a bit, you can see they're quite flat now against my head, can't you? And these fittings on the side that have broken off and fallen off. So I want to keep the Bear Dynamics. I want to keep the look. It's been consistent over the course of my YouTube career. And so, yeah, I'm hoping that I'll just keep these forever until they literally fall to bits like an old pair of socks. But for the guests, look, I bought some nice studio headphones. Again, they're not really expensive, but they do the job. And for me, when you put all this stuff together, we're talking chairs, we're talking a desk, we're talking mic stands. We're not talking actual microphones because I already had them. We're talking headphones. We're talking, look at these boxes, lights, little lights. We're talking a dog bed now as well, because I thought, Snippy Snips, I thought I would actually buy Marlo a little Snippy Sips, capital K Nigel. They all, they've all helped Marlo have a nice new bed. So I'm sure they'll love that. And that's just a toy dog. That's not Marlo, because today's a nice sunny day, so he's out there chuffing around. But in the coming evenings, the more we stream, he's already been sat in this once. He likes it. So we'll have a little dog cam there, look. Little dog cam. That would be nice, won't it? And I can just move it into the corner of the picture with my skills. With my skills. No, I'm doing it wrong. Why am I doing it wrong? There you go. And it'll sit there nicely with my skills. Okay, forget it. So it'll sit there nicely in the corner, and you've got an additional thing on camera now. That's beautiful, isn't it? The big thing that I need to improve. So this image, the big image that you're looking at through this camera, is in 1080p. This is also in 1080p in the corner, just like it's a poor quality camera. But I only need to improve lenses to improve this picture quality, or the next step is 4K. And I've already said in my mind that the camera that sits here that's going to film the podcast needs to be 4K, because then I won't have to have 3 different cameras pointing at different faces. I'll just shoot a nice 4K wide, and I'll be able to punch in to 1080p for the faces. So it'll all still stay really good quality, but you'll create that 3 camera look out of a 4K image. So that's the next step. It's going to be a big step. It's quite expensive to buy a 4K camera these days. Not one of these little webcammy things, but a proper, 4K, one of them bad boys. So that's next year. That's off in the distance. Fine. We don't have to be 4K to start. We can just have 2 people sat there and not do close-up shots of the faces. It will still work as a podcast. It'll be fine. So I'm really happy with all that. I'm really grateful and really happy with all that. That's what we've been doing in the room. I'll go back to the big face. That's what we've been doing in the room. I do update patrons with the money that we spend, but to be honest, I haven't kept a little bit of a track of these last few items. There's another few bits and pieces that I didn't mention that I should mention, because they are, they count. This is a headphone splitter. It's just a bit of plastic so I can get more headphones running into the desk, but it costs about £3, and that adds up. All these things add up. There's a little adapter in there, and this wire that I bought that reaches over there, so the headphones can all be plugged in over there. Little things like that, add up. So I might do where am I? It doesn't matter where the headphones are. Let's turn off the binaural dummy head as well, because that's creating a sound thing in the background. So it might be that I do a full breakdown. I probably will. It'll be making an interesting little video, won't it, for anyone who wants to set up a podcast. But I probably will. But at the moment, just know that I'm spending the money. I feel grateful. It's thanks to you. And Snip said to me once, and I do agree with this, is that I don't have to justify what I spend the money on. It's up to you if you want to support the podcast. If you think it's improving, great. Ultimately, I will spend some of this money on food, bills, living, because it is to be my full-time. We've got a fly in the room now. Little fly buzzing around. So there he is on the table. Could be a she. I've fly cam. Look, quick fly cam. You see it there crawling on the table, the chuffer. So that's the second guest, because we already had the dog. So the second guest is that fly. I'm not going to mean that fly away. I'm not even going to open the windows because I'm doing all this talking. I'm just going to have to live with it in the room. And it might annoy us a little bit, but also it's just a fly. So I'm just going to deal with it. And later on, when I finish this podcast, I'm going to open all doors and windows and tell it to leave. So that's what's happening there. Right. So today we are in podcasts and talk shows. From now on forward, we're going to live Mental Health Monday in podcasts and talk shows on Twitch. That's what we're going to be, a podcasty talk show. It's not just chatting. It's not just warming up, waiting for the game to load up. It's podcasty talk show. We've officially got the podcast set up there. All we need is a few guests. I'm hoping to get one by the end of the month. It won't always be a mental health podcast. It will be the Ganji Puka Warrior podcast. So hopefully once a month we do some mental health podcasting. And then the other 3 Mondays would be me talking as normal. Because it's quite a lot of work, isn't it? And then hopefully in that month we also do another podcast on a different topic, maybe games. Something interesting came up this week, which is up the road from me, University of Warwick have set up a esports centre. And I thought maybe someone from their esports centre would like to come and talk to us about esports. Those sort of things. So that's what's happening there. And I'm really pleased with it. Yeah, I'm really chuffed. At the moment, you see all those wires and all that. That looks like a bit of a mess, doesn't it? To be honest. You can see my hand down there. That's kind of creepy. It looks like a bit of a mess. But trust me, when you frame up the thing properly and you just see the two people sitting at the table and it's not this wide angle lens, when it's a closer, better fit, it looks quite nice. The light, I moved the second light under the table as well and create like a gradient between the two. It looks quite nice. I'm quite pleased with it. For the little space and budget that we have, small space and budget we have, I think we've done all right. There. So yeah. Let's move on to our next thing today, which is to review Mental Health Monday. What? I'm not just going to chuff on for a bit and disappear. No, I'm going to give you a bit more. I know you've been watching Mental Health Monday, so I'm moving the window around now, making life difficult for myself. So I'm preaching to the choir a bit here, but I thought it's worth doing because we've come a long way. That's what I've been thinking, this podcast setup, we've come a long way. And so I did want to do some reviewing of... Oh, I haven't done it for Mental Health Monday. Look, I'm supposed to put all the different Ganji Puka Warrior channels down there. I haven't done it for Mental Health Monday. That's not very smart of me, is it? Let's turn off the web browser. That one. And let's find one of our other channels. YouTube account. Switch account to Ganji Kid. That's Ganji Kid. And we'll go to my channel, our channel. And we'll turn on the web browser. There you go. So this is Ganji Kid. This is our main channel. It's everything we do on stream, uploaded to YouTube with without edit, without messing about, just straight up onto YouTube. And in the initial stages, if we look at the videos, no, we've got quite a lot now. In the initial stages, way back when we first started these stream archive first attempts, I was in a different room and I didn't have any lights and I just had a simple camera and a simple microphone. That were the initial stages. And also, I think we had problems with the sound linking up, syncing up. So these early ones are just uploaded as they are. Sometimes the sound is slightly out of sync. It doesn't really matter if you're just listening to it. That's our early stages. We've come a long way. Look, 5 months ago, we moved into this room that we're in now. And we get a blue light behind us for the art history there. And the Ganji Puka Warrior hat, the Johnny Depp hat. 5 months ago. And in 5 months, we have tested Zoom. We've become an affiliate, thanks to Capital K. We've had a go at getting into a game like Fallout. I ended up deciding I didn't want a long run Fallout because it became an economy where I had to put in money to the game to keep my weapons from breaking and things. I didn't do a video about it. I just thought, I'll quietly not carry on with that. We looked at some Hearthstone. Again, other problems with my ethics in Hearthstone. Look, crypto art, there's some interesting things there. There's some interesting things. And the Mental Health Monday videos are on there as well as raw episodes. So today, what I do, mouse dry, whoa. What I do is Mental Health Monday happens on Monday. It's live on Twitch. Then on Tuesday, I edit it and I get it ready for release on Mental Health Monday's own channel. So that's Ganji Kid. That's where the main streams, everything just gets dumped on there. What I want to show you now, if I can. Okay, it's at home. That's why I'm getting confused. It's at the bottom here. I put all these different. This is our other channels. So Ganji Cuts, Simplistics thing. If something's good on stream, we did the Ganji bus driver simulator. We did the grind findings from Fortnite. If I do a stream where I've written a little script or we played a bit of a game and I can do a proper edit, it's not just some junk just chuffed together. It's a proper edit. Then that goes on Ganji Cuts. At the moment, there's nice 4 videos there. The bus driver simulator video, which is fun. The grind findings from Fortnite, what it's like to get Prismatic Rick. What it's like to get Prismatic Rick, and the MMO, what it's like to turn an MMO into a theme park. That's quite a good edit, in my opinion. Do not watch the tapes, Paratopic. So these are the edits, like the fun, interesting edits from stream. Ganji Cuts. If you don't want to watch a 3-hour person chuffing, you just want the good bits. Ganji Cuts. Not little clips, but proper edits. Okay. We've also got Ganji Kid Art Chat. So, what the hell? This is the same thing, isn't it? Well, in a way it is. No, it's proper edits, but these are when I'm specifically talking about art. So we've got that one when we talked about racial dynamics in those pictures. That was a really interesting stream. There's a little clip from Fallout where I'm talking about the art behind the construction of the game. We talk about crypto art and NFTs. That was an interesting stream. I've put the games and theme parks video there as well because I think it fits a lot of topics and I like it so much. I want lots of people to see it. There's an interview with an actual game developer. We're going to do more of them. That goes on there as well. And then Paratopic again, but it's not the same video. It's the companion. So on the Paratopic art chat video, it's all of me talking art. None of me messing about having chuffing fun. You can still follow the game, but it's more about the art behind the game, what I drew from it and what we thought. So if you watch the main stream on Ganji Kid, you will get 3 hours of the full thing. Nowadays, in sync, sound in sync mainly, unless we've had some sort of problem on stream. Nowadays, sound is even in sync. But if you don't want that, some people like that, which is great. But it's there as a resource, as always there, the full stream archived. But if you just want the art bits, if you just want to have like the grown up, I would say, thoughtful stuff, then come on, moving your mouse. Then check out the art chat channel. Obviously, check them all out because you'll get something different on Ganji Cuts, which is the more fun stuff chopped up. More fun edits. So you'll get something different there. Mental Health Monday is what we're doing today. So I'm explaining now how this works. Every Monday, I go on, I do the Mental Health Monday. On Tuesday, I edit it. I put it up there on Ganji Kid, but I do not release the raw version until the end of the week because I want people to actually watch the edit on Mental Health Monday. So whatever we do on a Monday does not go straight up onto the Ganji Kid. It's still there on Twitch if you want to watch the VOD on Twitch. Some people like to do that. But for YouTube, I want the first YouTube release to be the proper edit so that if people are going to discover this video, you're probably not going to watch the full edit and the full stream, possibly. If you're a Ganji Booker Warrior crew, you are. I need you to watch the whole thing so that YouTube doesn't think it's been abandoned halfway through and it will suggest it to more people. I need you to like it. I need you to subscribe to it. I need you to comment on it. Riam, I notice, is commenting for a logarithm, and I really appreciate 187 Fish. I really appreciate it. I think I've got those names right. Obviously, for me, I have a lot of names flying around on this new setup, so I hope I've got those names right. Yeah, I really appreciate it, and this is why today, Monday, you will see last week's full episode edited properly on Mental Health Monday. So yes, it's a week behind, but they're not really, are they? Because it's just videos. There's no, it takes me a few days sometimes to even edit it. So I want to make sure I've got the full time. So that's it. That's the setup. Monday I record, Tuesday I edit. You see it the following week. So right now, today, you can watch last week's episode on pets, on Mental Health Monday on YouTube. You don't have to watch the VOD archive on Twitch. I've got a scratchy nose now. You see what I said? I've got this tissue and I bring it and I do this every time before I start the stream to make sure I've got no bookers. And no, it always makes my nose tickle. I'm not doing a darky side Phil. So look, that's there. So then Wednesday happens, and every Wednesday we try and do a stream. That gets dumped straight up on Ganji Kid. Straight up on Ganji Kid there. And then Thursday, I try and edit that into, wherever it should go. So it might be that on Thursdays we do an edit for the art chat or for the Ganji cuts. It's probably the art chat, because the Wednesdays are supposed to be arty stream. And I haven't got a set time for Wednesdays. We're trying to build a Monday, Wednesday, Friday stream, regular, consistent, for a number of reasons. One is the more consistent I am, the more it will grow, because people will know where I am, at what time, and when to turn up, like a TV show. And if you don't know where I am and what I'm doing, then you might not take the time to turn up because you don't even know if I'm there. And if you turn up and I'm not there, it's even worse, isn't it? So I need to develop that consistency, and that's coming through this routine I'm building. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I haven't decided what time on Wednesday and Friday, and I do want to start streaming on YouTube as well. I want to start doing at least one of these days as a regular YouTube stream. I think it'll be the weekends, because I want to have a foothold in YouTube, so I think it will probably grow as a streaming platform. At the moment, Twitch has been more directly financially beneficial to me. The money comes in more straightforwardly. I've not had any problems with it. It's been quite good. Patreon gives me more of a cut. So whatever you donate on Patreon, I get like 80% of. On Twitch, I get 50%. I don't know about YouTube, so I'd like to try it. But it might be, because YouTube holds back your money until you reach a certain target and stuff like that. And I've had problems in the past where I've thought, well, hang on, where's my YouTube? I don't get a lot of money off my YouTube money. It's only dollars at a time, little small integers. But when it builds up, I'm like, hang on, shouldn't I have had that this month? And I don't know. And I don't like relying on it. But anyway, that's me angsting about money. I just spent a lot this week, so I'm angsting about that. But this is Ganji Kid, and that's the stream, isn't it? Yeah. So I've explained all that. We've still got Battery Exhausted. I'm still going to chuff some stuff up on there. We've still got True Binaural and ASMR. The only one I haven't shown you is Ganji Bins. Ganji Bins is like what True Binaural was... No, sorry. What Battery Exhausted was turning into. A sort of trash bin. So when I've got stuff that doesn't quite fit, that's interesting, like that's where I talked about all the people in the world die and they all become ghosts, don't they? If ghosts are to be believed. So where are all the chuffing ghosts? It was a little side thing, a little diversion, a little tangent that we took on Mental Health Monday, but it didn't fit in Mental Health Monday. It didn't fit in Art Chat, and it doesn't fit in Ganji Cuts. So now it's going in the Ganji bin. This is Ganji Bins. So it's just chuffing, just random stuff, a bit like that Moist Critical. Or Some Ordinary Gamers. They just do some chuffing every day, don't they? And get that up there on the internet. Moist Critical. And Some Ordinary Gamers, who is now the Indian Moist Critical, isn't he? He watches Charlie's videos and sometimes does the same video. I'm not criticising. I watch them both. I think they're both good. I think it's a very clever thing that Some Ordinary Gamers has done. So, all them are comments. Oh, don't look at them. What are we doing? That's Ganji Bin. So now we are looking at Mental Health Monday with a view to... I want to be Mental Health Monday to do this as well, don't I? So let me just turn this off. It's such a lot for my brain when my brain's working at 1,000,000 miles an hour. Browser. Switch account. Mental Health Monday. Of course, I want to do this as well, don't I? Samaritans. If this guy's chuffing on. There's the Samaritans. They're waiting for your call. And we also do Lifeline. If you're here for Mental Health Monday and you thought, what the... This is a free phone number in the United States. If you're struggling with mental health struggles and you've come here because you thought this is the place to come, and I've not helped it anyway because I'm just chuffing on about myself today because I'm filling in a bit of time to make sure that we've got something here so that people come here and they know that I've been here even though I'm not here. I'm out having dinner with my family trying not to get in a row. That's the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline if you think he's just chuffing on and it's no good for me. What is he chuffing on all the time? Back to the big face and Mental Health Monday, your channel. For the people at home, the web browser. Okay. And for this, we don't need to see that little webcam anymore, do we? We don't need the doggy cam pointing on the doggy anymore. Oh, the fly's joined us. He's on the screen in front of me. That's off-putting. I told you this one before, didn't I? I'll just tell it you again. I just want to show you the picture. You won't like him. There he is. Horrid. Little story. If one of us, when we die, if reincarnation was real, and they said to you, look, all the good stuff up here, heaven and all that, but I understand you're feeling bad, you've just died, you want to get back to your loved ones and offer them some condolence. Of course, reincarnation being real, we can offer you a package. But imagine if they said, like, you could be a fly. You can't be a nice doggy. Look, you can't do that. You didn't earn enough points. But you could be a fly, maybe. You only live for a day or two, so you're back up here quick. So don't worry too much about that. You get back up here quick, and you realise already this is the good bit. So I want to get back up here quick. I don't want to spend too much time down there in the rubbish as a fly. And they offer you that, and you're like, well, I suppose. I could go and say hello, couldn't I? I could go and looking in the bottom of my cup there. Something's building up in the bottom of my cup. I don't know what it is. Right, look. That's my future, my fortune. Cheers. I'm going to drink from it. You don't know what it is, do you? You don't know what's coming up. So, anyway, look. I'm saying this. I'm not suggesting that it's better in heaven. I'm suggesting that it's probably better on earth for now, isn't it? Mental Health Monday. Don't be trying to get there early. But what I'm saying is, if you did come back as a fly, you'd probably want to go and see your friends and family, wouldn't you? And just buzz around them, and like this one's doing, just sit in the room. Just sit quietly in the room while they're talking. Just feeling like you're there around them again. Probably couldn't share any messages, could you? Probably couldn't share any messages, but you might just want to go and sit with them. And then here comes me, non-vegan me. I'm vegan, so I'm not doing this, but non-vegan me. Oh, chuffing fly, squash. That could have been me. That could have been me granddad. It's a funny story, isn't it? It's a funny thought. It's just a thought. So what I tend to do is I tend to just usher them out through the window and the doors, give them the chance to leave. And recently through COVID, I have thought, look, I'm not having any horrible germs in my house with the COVID. So if you won't leave, there will be some quite firm encouragement. But yeah. Anyway, we're doing Mental Health Monday today. We're going to do now a little review. So I'm going to turn off I call it the speed dial, the webcam. And, just going to make this a bit bigger. Just shuffle some things around. Shuffle my face around like that. There we go. Let's have a look at what we've been up to. Let's have a look. Let's have a little review. I'll tell you something. I'm not supposed to do this because it's going to destroy the metrics. YouTube has got a set of logarithms and metrics that if you watch a video and you don't watch it all the way through, look, you'll see a couple here I've watched all the way through. Like Crisis in Schools, I watch my own videos sometimes under a different account. I've pressed it now. Not to mess with the logarithm, you'll understand, but because it's actually a good practice. Not specifically with another account either. Just it's good practice to watch your own work, to see that it's not got problems in it, to check your own enunciation, the microphone works, all this. Obviously I edit it, but it's good practice to watch it back sometimes. So I do watch some of my own videos. I'm not even going to pretend I don't. But what's really bad, see what I'm doing here, I'm watching a little bit and now I'm going to go back. Now YouTube thinks, oh, that video is absolutely rubbish, because someone that likes it, not me because it's my own account, hopefully, I don't know, someone that likes it doesn't like it. They've watched 2 minutes and they thought it's crap. They didn't even watch 2 minutes, they binned it off. So please, 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 when you're watching these videos, watch them all. Even if you just leave them on mute. They are quite long, aren't they, you see? 1 hour 20, 1 hour 14, 1 hour 10, they're all quite long. And that's quite a tough ask for YouTube to get established with a long form. It really much prefers a short video. They've even introduced shorts recently, haven't they, to try and compete with TikTok. And because young people don't have a very good attention span, they really prefer just 30 seconds of chuff, if maximum, at maximum. 30 seconds is too long for some of them. So we're not riding that wave, but we're producing good quality content, I believe. Let's have a look and see. And I'm going to ruin my own channel now by pressing these buttons, but hey ho. An introduction to mindfulness. This is the first one I'm presenting on the channel. We did do a couple of others, which I have got. They are there, they exist. I could put them on this channel, but they were done in the other room before we got the lights, before we got the microphone set up properly, and they were a little bit slightly lower quality. So I'm saving. That's the webcam. It's just here on the table, so I'm going to knock it off every day of the week. I know, you little chuffer. Oh, that was the remote control for the lights. So already I've found a problem with my setup, is that I'm going to have to find more space for that stuff, because that's where my mouse goes, really. Anyway, look, what I was saying is those earlier episodes, they might be uploaded one day, simply because I might not have the ability to do an upload 1 week or something. They're there as like a backup, but also I kind of want the better stuff to start with. So I thought this was a good one. This is Introduction to Mindfulness. It's a great place to start, because in a lot of our content we're going to refer to mindfulness, aren't we? We're going to refer to it as a mechanism for alleviating anxiety and stress. So explaining what it is to start with was probably a good idea. Let's listen to me talking.
We're stronger for that.
There you go. I really like this bit. I've sped it up recently, but brought to you by patrons. I've actually nicked that little animation, nicked it from somewhere. Nicked it from someone rich and successful, far richer and far more successful to even care about the copyright infringement. It's actually a parody, isn't it? It's a fair use parody, because I'm parodying the idea in a sort of reverse parody. I won't go into it too deep, but we can change that in the future. It was just there as a placeholder, as an introduction page, and I wanted people to see the names of these patrons, so that's there. The music's usable. The music's not copyright.
I'd be well fuffed off with it. Where's my tweet? Where's my tweets? Where's my Facebook gone? I've been trying to put a picture on my Instagram. Don't worry about your Instagram, unless of course it's your job, in which case you worry about it all the time, and we're here to deal with those worries.
In the early days, this is kilobytes problems. I didn't switch it off and on again. I just ran with it. But we had kilobytes problems. We still do have kilobytes problems. Introduction to mindfulness. And in the early days as well, I think I was paying more attention to be calm, keep it cool, keep it low-key. I've become more animated, haven't I? 1 hour 22. Do you know what? I'm probably not going to click every video because it will ruin my channel.
Hang on. Is this going to be okay? Is it going to be okay? It might turn out okay. It probably will.
That's good advice. It probably will turn out okay. It probably will. That's words I should listen to today when I'm feeling stressed, isn't it? 4 o'clock now in the UK. I've got to go soon. I've got to walk a doggy, and I've got to have a shower and get changed and wrap a present and panic. So yeah, we're not going to watch every video. Let me just talk about them briefly. I'm not happy with the amount my nose is itching. The more I think about it, the more it itches. What am I going to do? Why am I so... Hang on, let me just turn up the ISO as well. Just turn that, that'll brighten me up there, look. It's nicer. So we did mindfulness. It's a good introduction video. Grief. I actually tagged this. Oh, I'm low lit there, aren't I? That's not proper lighting. It's this room. It's just not proper lighting. Grief is quite an important video. Again, one of the big key, one of the big things that can happen to you that can really disrupt your mental health. And this week is interesting. Asmongold is suffering. He's been in hospital. His mom's gone into hospital. Fundamental. So I'm not going to go on and on about his problems, but I realise, and I have done for a long time through watching his content, I don't know if he ever hears what I say, I don't know if he ever will, but I realise that he's been suffering from grief. You have this onset of grief because you know someone's going to die. You know you're grieving for the past, for the times that you had. He brings up these nostalgic things, and he brings up his mom a lot. And I know that she's suffering from a chronic condition that is not really going to get better. So these, it's like your car is slowly rolling towards the cliff edge, and you're already feeling sad about what's going to happen before you fall over it. And do you know what? All of our cars are heading towards that cliff edge, aren't they? Everyone, actually bad terminology for Mental Health Monday, don't be jumping off any cliffs, eh? But everyone is going to suffer these same stresses, and I feel really strongly for him. So I just worry about him. But yeah, grief would be a great video for Asmongold right now. Escape the Anxiety Trap is an interesting one. That is basically the tools to help you to not feel anxious when you do. But it also explains why you start to feel anxious and the mechanisms that go on. So that's quite a useful video as well, isn't it? It's quite useful. I'm not able to get my window. Hang on. Missing some videos here. What's going on with my nose? Why is it tickling so much? It literally never itches, except when I'm sitting here. Like, no bookers. It never itches except when I'm sitting here. And the only thing I don't want to be doing on stream is putting my fingers in my mouth or in my nose, or, being uncouth in that manner. It's rude, and it. Darky Side Phil, he's always snorting, isn't he? I'm not going to go on about him, but I've been aware of his work recently, and he says it's post-nasal drip. A lot of the people, though, not Darky Side Phil, obviously, but a lot of the people these days are doing cheap cocaine. That's the truth. I'm not. Cheap cocaine doesn't make your nose scratch on the outside. It's all in there, isn't it? It's all this snorting and snuffling and post-nasal drip. That's what cheap cocaine will do for you. I mean, not Dark Side Phil, obviously, because he's not an addictive sort of personality, is he? He's not the sort of person who'd be doing that. Look, maybe we should get him on one time and talk about his mental health. I do feel sorry for him in ways, but then he's so selfish and aggressive, isn't he, that it's hard to feel sorry for him. But then, of course, he's human, and he's been a bit spoiled, I suppose, or had things his own way a bit. I don't know. He doesn't seem to have this wide open mind that some people do. But in other ways, I do feel for him. I do think, it's a bit sad that people are being mean to you all the time, isn't it? It's a bit sad. I don't know. I think it might be a bit of a vicious cycle. That the more people are mean to him, the more he acts in a way that causes the people to react and be mean to him. And I think he would even be quite a good streamer if those pressures were all just relaxed, maybe. I don't know. Maybe he's just not a very nice person. I don't know. I don't believe in not very nice people, though. I believe that everyone has a glimmer of hope within their soul. Something we can hope to nurture and bring out the best in people. So yeah, with that said, this channel, Unlock the Secret of Mindful Eating. Again, a mindfulness video. Quite a good one. Quite a good concept, because we all eat, don't we? We all eat. So we can all gain something from that. 2 weeks before your exam checklist. I'm a bit disappointed by this one view here on this, because I've got an exam stress video. Actually, there may be on True Binaural the views are going on there. I don't know. I've got an exam stress video on True Binaural. And the exam stress video on True Binaural is just me saying, oh, it's okay. Oh, you're going to be okay. Your exams are going to be okay. In a nice, quiet whisper. It's that sort of business. And that's lovely to hear. It helps you relax. But it's not going to help you when you're sitting in your exam. But the exam stress checklist is. The exam stress checklist 2 weeks before your exam can really change the way you prepare in those final 2 weeks. You should really watch it a few months before your exams, because it's not just about the 2 weeks, it's longer term than that. But it can really make a difference in your life if you're going through that. And again, we all kind of have to do that at some point, don't we? Or we all have. So it's something we can all identify with, and hopefully it can help a lot of people. But one view is just sadly not good enough. If you know anyone who's got a scratchy nose like me, oh, this episode, is it the stress? It won't go away. You know, I'll end up, I feel like, I'll tell you what I feel like. I feel like someone's tickling my nose. Do you think it's because we did those videos about ghosts not being real and now they're tickling my nose to make me look silly? So anyway, that would be good for people. And there's a lot of people who do take exams. I'm surprised it hasn't been picked up more on the YouTube algorithm. 2 weeks before you exam a checklist. That's a great video for a lot of people. I'm surprised it hasn't been picked up more. How to get up. I put a bit of a silly thumbnail. The concept of that video is motivation, but there are so many motivational channels out there, aren't there? There are so many people that are trying to sell you their course or their concept. You know, I'm doing great, I'm really motivated, I've got all this good stuff. You too can follow these 5 easy checklist things and, you know, follow my channel and follow me and pay into my subscriber group. And what they're really playing on is your vulnerability, the fact you want your life to be better. You're willing to chase that dream. But how to get up is actually not on that tip. You know, I'm not trying to present myself as some kind of motivation guru or anything like that. I lack motivation myself, so I've struggled with these things, and there's some good tips on how to get up in the morning, how to attack life. Eating disorders explained is important. It's the follow-on from mindful eating. Of course, eating disorders are a huge part of mental health, and I thought it was really important we did a good video about it, and I'm pleased we did. This one again, 8 views. I'm surprised by that. Why do confident people crush anxiety and you suffer? You can't read you suffer or you struggle, but the ... That's that's in the style of the clickbait, but it's not clickbait. It actually has a good, you know, backing to it. It actually has an hour's worth of this is how confident people deal with life, and these are the things that you could do to change to improve your mental health and be more confident and not be as anxious. But I followed this like clickbait, what do you call it? You know, trying to tickle people's interest. Why do confident people crush anxiety in you? But I don't know. Are you getting it right? Sleep. Terrible thumbnail there. I need to change that. And this was when I was really trying to be cheery and I don't know, what's the word? I was having fun. And I was doing it with ASMR as well. I did an ASMR video, didn't I? And then all the people on True Binaural hated it, and some of them liked it, and I got a lot of critique, and, oh, this isn't the fucking stuff that we're supposed to be getting on here. And I was like, oh, you don't even like it when I'm happy. So then are you depressed? Take the quiz. And it turns out I've got a lot of depression symptoms, because I have been, yeah. A quiz. People like a quiz. 3 children in every classroom have a mental health. What? This is an interesting video about statistics that were released and published to prove that young people are suffering with mental health problems in schools and they're not being addressed properly, which is important. You can develop resilience. I mean, it's an hour, 12 minutes on resilience. What is resilience? Well, it came up in the previous video, Crisis in Schools. It was suggested that young people in school... Try and move things so you can see them all. It was suggested that young people in school need to develop resilience, and they could be taught that through education. So we then did a follow-on video to specifically focus on that. What is resilience? How you can develop it? Because that's the key to fixing the crisis in schools at the moment, because they're not going to be putting a lot more funding or staff onto it. So we need to help young people to develop that resilience themselves. Panic attacks follows on from that. I'm going to have a panic attack if I can't stop the end of my nose from itching. Panic attacks is a great video, in my opinion. They're all great videos, in my opinion, aren't they, it seems. But, you know, I'm not finding anything here so far that I'm like, oh, I just chuffed that one out because I couldn't be bothered. Like, these panic attacks, how to calm down, cope and deal, that is quite a definitive video. If you watch the whole hour of that, then you'll be really, not just if you have one, but if someone else has one as well, you'll be really prepared. And that's a huge part of mental health and anxiety, isn't it? Panic attacks. And I'm surprised. I mean, maybe I should do that one again in a whisper. I think I've still got the script for that. Let me check. I don't always keep all the scripts. And they're not always run to script, are they? Sometimes we go way off. Mental health and schools. Oh, it's mental health and sports. Self-harm. I've kept a few of these, actually. What is it? Panic attacks we're looking for. I'll have to look in my own time because there's quite a lot of files there. That's the Journey of the Broken Circle way back. Okay. Yeah, so panic attacks information probably should live on True Binaural and ASMR. But interestingly, and I will turn off this for a second while I find it. So this is the web browser. That's off now. And I want to go to True ASMR. Scraps over the no. And I want to go to turn that back on, web browser. So that's True Binaural and ASMR. I'm not subscribed to my own channel. Maybe I should. Where's the... It's weird, isn't it? It hasn't brought up the... Oh, there it goes, finally. True Binaural and ASMR and the videos here. We recently started releasing these on True Binaural and ASMR. Look, exam stress checklist, grief, sleep. We went up to... Are you depressed? 5 steps to mental well-being. Talking cures. We didn't put panic attacks on there, which is weird, isn't it? And saying that, where's the 5 steps to mental well-being on here? I'm missing 5 steps to mental well-being on here as well. I wonder if that was because of technical problems. I didn't think it was good enough to go on here. I don't know. I'm glad I reviewed it though, because now we can have a look at that again and find out what's going on in my own time. So if I don't fix this itchy nose, I'm gonna... Maybe I should put some cream on it. Oh, see, I knock things over when I'm... It's anxiety, isn't it? It's anxiety and stress. I'm playing it out by scratching my nose repeatedly like I've got some sort of rash. So that when I get there tonight for the meal, I'll have a big red nose and I'll feel even more anxious about that, so I should stop. Doom scrolling. What it's like when you're on your phone and you're constantly looking at bad news and you don't stop and it ends up at 4 a.m. I like that one. Nice thumbnail. Freedom anxiety with the COVID. We had to discuss this. We had to look at it. We had to make some thought changes in our lives, haven't we? We did the Lewis Hamilton ones. They're the most popular. Okay, people were searching for Lewis Hamilton and podium anxiety more than they were searching for self-harm, a guide. So I get that. And then I thought maybe we could do a couple more and it might keep bringing people to the channel. But instead, the views tailed off. So I stopped doing those. But we will continue to do little... there's Simone Biles, 540. Do you get the twisties? We'll continue to do little clips from the episodes because there are some good little bits, but I don't have the time to do regular clip, like lots and lots and lots. So we've got the main videos and then the occasional little short burst clips. And that's what we're trying to do. Like, this is what physically happens when... Like, how to express yourself is great. Everything's great, isn't it? Everything's great. How to express yourself is an important video, though. It's an important video to talk about these things. And then this is what physically happens when you don't speak out. It's like a nice little introduction companion bit. So that they work together, don't they? The little clip and the main video. Homesickness, we all share this. Well, only 5 of us do. If you know anyone that is going to be away, send them that video. You know. This is on you now, Ganji Puka Warrior Crew. This whole thing's a big call to action. It's not really, but if you do know anyone you think might benefit from these videos, share it with them. Like, personally say to them, I think you might want to watch this. Here's me. I'll send it you in text. Take a look. I get it. It's great that we post on social media. I don't post on Reddit because I don't think you're allowed to post your own stuff, are you, and self-promote. But I get it that you promote my stuff by posting it on Twitter and whatever. I think that's great. I love it. I'm really grateful. But I honestly think that like a human connection recommendation can make a big difference as well, can't it? Human connection recommendation. And if all of you just get one more person, and then next time I do the review, I ask you again, and all of you get one more person, we'll suddenly get somewhere. Because I really would like to gain momentum with some of this. You know, I'm quite happy to say that. There's no problem with saying that. This is out there to help people. It seems to be doing good work. We've had some really nice positive responses from some people who have said how it's helped them. So, yeah. Homesickness, waving or drowning, a little clip. Do you have any tips for getting vulnerable? If you want to ask questions in chat, that's always nice, because Photonic Flow asked a good question there, didn't they? And it turned into a video, a little 5-minute piece. So I'm really pleased with that sort of concept as well. I think it really helps. It helps me to understand you and where you're coming from if you ask specific questions. And it helps the channel to grow, because hopefully more people will have had that question and we can reach them. And so hopefully it will also help more people, those sort of things, yeah. Rather than just my ideas about mental health, all of our ideas, yeah. How to recognise a mental health crisis and how to deal with a mental health crisis were 2 separate weeks, but they go as companion videos. And I'm really pleased we covered those as well, actually, when I think about it, because having that knowledge before you encounter these things, it's not something we all encounter, is it? It's not something we're all taught. But if 1 in 4 people are going to have a mental health crisis in their lives, which that's the stats, then 3 in 4 of us are going to be around someone who is having it. We're all going to have to deal with these things. So get prepared. It's a little thank you note. So proud of you. The ghost talk box or psychosis. There is a mini problem in that video. There's a little problem. The problem is that when I breathe in, I can probably make it happen now, actually. My microphone, I'll turn the compressor all the way up. I don't know if you'll be able to hear a difference. Let me listen. I don't know if you'll be able to hear a difference. Let me listen. I don't know if you'll be able to hear a difference. Let me listen. I don't know if you'll be able to hear a difference. You might be able to hear me breathing more. The compressor, turn it down again. What the compressor does is if you've got uneven, like I'm quite quiet while I'm over here, I'm quite loud all of a sudden while I'm hearing the microphone. So your sound file is quiets and louds and quiets and louds, and you want it all to be the same, don't you? So you turn up the compressor, you do it on your computer as well, but you turn it up and it makes it nice and even. Makes it nice and even. But unfortunately, if something's quiet like my breathing, and you don't normally hear me breathing because it's quiet, I did it then. But the compressor, when it's on full, 1, 2, well, I deliberately made the breathing loud then, but it will elevate that breath and bring down the speaking so it's the same. And I had it on full. I didn't realise, did the whole episode. So Ghost Talkbox or Psychoses, when I edited it, I was like, I can hear myself breathing. I absolutely hate it. And I was trying to remove the breath with post-production. In the end, I just gave up and I said, look, the breath is a little bit loud. People breathe. It's a little bit off-putting, but if you watch it and you hate it, fine. I can't fix it. And if you watch it and you don't hate it and you didn't notice, fine. So I put it up there. I hope it doesn't annoy anyone, but it's quite an important episode for True Binaural and ASMR, which we will go back to quickly. It's quite an important episode for True Binaural because I need to tidy this up a bit, don't I? We're going to remove some of these mental health videos from True Binaural. I thought it was important initially that they reach the people, because the people that are suffering with the anxiety that are coming to the ASMR channel, they're not getting any mental health support. Not on my channel, not on other people's channels. There might be 1 or 2 out there that are actually qualified mental health people doing ASMR. There might be 1 or 2. I've seen 1 or 2. But in the main, they're people who are like, oh, let me heal you with my magic fingers. All my scussing's going to cure your anxiety. And it's not. It's going to make you feel better at that minute. But when you turn off the video and go into a situation tomorrow, the anxiety kicks in. You haven't got a method to deal with it. You can't just put on your scuff video because someone's shouting at you in the bank. Like, you know, they're not real therapies. And the worst of the worst are the people that do the hokey cokey, you know, hocus pocus therapies. Like, I'm gonna tipple tapple on the microphone, and it's going to affect your meridians, and you know, no scientific backing, no proof, just, you know, hocus pocus ideas. And because they might believe in them, they'll ask for money or financial support or subscribe to them, or and the problem with that is twofold. One is, you know, snake oil people are getting money, that's bad. But two is that you think you're getting better, or you think this thing could be helping you, so you're not looking for the real cures. So I thought it was really important that we put these things on Mental Health Monday. Someone specifically asked about schizophrenia, so I put it there as well. But in the long run, I want to remove them and have one overarching video that is probably done in a whisper, that talks about these videos, that shows you the portal to them, that shows you the access point. So if you come to my channel, you can find it, but it doesn't live on the Mental Health Monday. The Mental Health Monday work lives on Mental Health Monday, not on True Binaural. It's obvious why it should. Yeah, it's obvious why it should. So I need to get on to doing that, and that's a change we'll see here. But before I can do that, before I can sort of beg the audience of True Binaural to subscribe, I'm going to subscribe to that, to Mental Health Monday, what I need to do is make some ASMR content that they value. Because whilst I have done that, one of the things Capital K said to me once that I sort of valued, let's go to oldest. There's a lot of ASMR content on here. And Capital K donated a huge amount of subs one day. Made it rain, Capital K did. And he did say that this is, you know, you've been releasing all this stuff. This is 5 years, 7 years ago. So for 7 years, you know, if you've been a fan of my work, our work, if you've been a fan of the ASMR for 7 years, all those views, all those hundreds of thousands of views, I get that all of a sudden, you know, I've never asked for... we asked for some money for the ASMR road trip. We asked for a bit of support for that. We crowdfunded that, and I turned it into a full-length 45-minute documentary. That's on here somewhere, isn't it? Chuffing Mole should be. Full-length, there it is, the ASMR road trip, full-length 45-minute documentary. So you got your money's worth out of the £500 budget. And I don't often ask, you know, so if you've been watching this and you've been enjoying it and taking something from it, then maybe it is fair that now at this end, at this stage, we look for your support in the ongoing journey, because it's, as you've seen, it's led to more being produced. There's a new True Binaural video. It's going to be live tomorrow. And into the future, as I move the, let's sort that by newest. As I move the mental health videos away from Mental Health to Mental Health Monday from True Binaural, I want to replace them with good ASMR videos that people value, so they can say, look, he's trying. And maybe it's fair for us to look at the other stuff and, you know, maybe even sub to the Patreon or the other avenues or whatever. I don't just want to go there and say, look, I'm doing something different, something you don't really appreciate, something that you're not interested in. Why aren't you following me? I don't expect anything. That's the thing. I'm grateful for what we have, and I'm hopeful for the future. But I think if I work a bit harder, and if I offer something of value, what we do on Mental Health Monday is really valuable. It is really valuable. It's actually valuable content. It's actually content with some research that can help people, all that. And people value the ASMR more highly in ways. It's art, so it's subjective. So I'm really pleased if people really like it. I put a lot of work into it. Some of it, not all of it, some of it. And I need to do a few more of those hard work things. We're going to talk more about this ASMR Crystal Palace of Sound videos in the future. I wanted to ask, you know, have you watched them? Have you seen that new Crystal Palace of Sound Gone Monday edition, which is not going to disappear anymore? Have you seen that? It's only got 1,000 views, and it's one of my best videos. So interested to see the response from that as we go on into the future with that. That's what's going to happen there. But like I said, I'm not going to expect the ASMR people to appreciate all this mental health stuff, and I need to reorganize that so it has a direct portal. This is the mental health support video. these are the channels that we're doing, go there. And then tidy this up so it's more about the ASMR and give a little back, because people have supported me over a long time. They like the whispering. I'm pushing on with other aspects of media production, but for me to be absent from ASMR when people have been appreciative, supportive, and it's that's motivated this, is ungrateful for me. I feel like I'm being ungrateful if I don't give something back to that. So new video on Tuesday, new videos coming up, new ideas. Not going to promise loads, not going to say I'm going to make a new film and I'm going to make a huge this and whatever. I'm just going to do some simple, honest, decent ASMR on a sort of monthly, hopefully, with all this other stuff going on as well, on a hopefully more regular basis. So that's that. I've said that now. Mental Health Monday. My itchy nose. I guarantee, as soon as I turn this off, my nose will stop itching. I guarantee, as soon as I turn it off, my nose will stop itching. So saying all this, on Patreon at the moment, we haven't really got, I hope it doesn't show anything of my, view the public page so that we're not accidentally going to show my details. We haven't got a good system on Patreon yet. The problem that we've got with Patreon, I'll just quickly talk about this with you. I'm really grateful for this, it's creating this. So I've said this a number of times. The problem we got is people expect a low figure, like $1, $2 thing. But with, let's say you get 200 people give you $1, that's $200 a month. The problem I have then is 200 people feel obligated. I feel obligated that 200 people need content. If it's ASMR, if it's this, whatever, I have to produce for that. But $200 a month isn't enough to be a media producer. It's simply not. So that number of people and their expectations creates this huge pressure in me, and I can't use that money to create with because it's not enough. I can't quit a job and just live off $200 a month, and I can't also expect 1,000 people to give me $1 a month, because I just can't expect that. That would be astronomical. If I had 1,000 people willing to give me, chipping in, then it would change things, wouldn't it? It would change things. So instead, Patreon has to be something slightly different for me. It has to be slightly more expensive, but the people who really value it will support it. And that way, we don't need as many people, do we? I don't know exactly. I haven't done the numbers. I'm not very good with numbers. But I limited the number of the smaller ones, because whilst it's beautiful, if you want to support me to the tune of $1 a month, it's beautiful. I see it. Someone used to, I'll say their name, whatever. I'm not going to embarrass anyone, but Nathan used to support me for a long time when I wasn't doing much work, ASMR wise. And even though it wasn't very much money, it made a difference to me. I mean, there were literally weeks where it made a literal difference, like, financially, even a couple of dollars, $4 or $5 here and there made a difference through the hard few years that we've had. But really, it was the sentiment, the fact that someone cared and they were willing to, still care. Maybe they just forgot they'd done it. Maybe it was just rolling on, they'd forgot. I don't know. But to me, it meant something, and it kept that candle burning. So yeah, there is something valuable in those smaller numbers, but I've limited them now, because if you want to donate $5, if you want to donate $1, then it's probably just as easy to do that on Twitch. It's probably just as easy to do that through, I can't use my words, a subscription bits or whatever it is. I'm not that eloquent on this, but it's probably just as easy to do that for the smaller numbers. But for the bigger numbers, this is the place to be. So I'm trying this next month, coming to the end of the year, what I'd like to do, because we've got this achieved a lot earlier than I thought we would. We've got affiliate achieved a lot earlier than we thought we would. The things on my list that really stand out are fixed Patreon, so it offers real rewards, value to people over and above the content, and that will probably end up being early access to some things. We'll have other ideas. Fixed Patreon, still open up that smaller integer level, but fixed Patreon, I find it difficult. I find it really difficult. It's finances, it's money. I'm not that good with figures, and also I feel really, there's an element of, we're talking on Mental Health Monday, aren't we? There's an element of self-worth that you have to value yourself to be able to ask for this money. And over the years, I've never felt that. And initially with the ASMR as well, I didn't think it was fair. When I realised there were anxious people that were into it, I didn't really think it was fair to be sort of manipulating that audience. So yeah, there's so many problems with me in finance. And one of the main ones is you need money to live, don't you? And so I'm having to accept it in ways. So this is what's going to happen. Patreon's going to improve. It's going to change. It's going to get better. Better for the patrons, better for me, better for you, whatever, right? That's cool. And then the other thing I need to do this year, that was just on the top of my head then when I looked over there, I need to get some guests in the podcast. I need to get some emoticons for the subscribers on Twitch. And we need to start having a presence on YouTube with a view to next year pushing all that so that by the end of next year we are more sure of where we want to be, either on YouTube, Twitch, both, whatever. And we've got a regular setup with the podcast. We've got this working with regular, some kind of reward that people value, those sort of things. I need to I talk about it being sustainable. I talk about this media product being sustainable, the thing we're creating here being sustainable, me being able to eat and survive. So I need to put my ducks in order. I need to actually write the numbers down and get my head around that. Haven't really done that yet. So they're things to do, aren't they? They're things to do. Oh, excuse me. That's my tea repeating on me with my anxiety now. Because I can see it's 4:30 and I need to go because I need to walk the dog and get ready for this party. So that's everything, isn't it? I think that's everything. It's been off Patreon. Mental Health Monday, the channel. New video today. Pets, you can watch that. You can watch our other channels, Ganji Kid, Ganji Cuts. Look out for all the Ganji media. Subscribe to it all. Check out the Patreon. And look forward to some more ASMR. That's the big message for today. Overall, I want to say thank you. Thank you for the improvements we are making. The new camera. The new setup. All of this under what in America would be $400, I think, under £300. So I'm doing well. And then as we improve, things will improve. We'll improve the quality of certain aspects. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say today, isn't it? I think that's just done. So you be good, my little puckos. I'm now going to go and... The amount of stress in my life is going to increase now as I go and attempt to have a pleasant evening. But thankfully, we've got a toolkit to help us deal with it, haven't we? I might watch one of these videos before I go. You be good, my little puckos. You be good. And I will see you next week. I might even see you later tonight, just to try and drop in to say, oh, I'm sorry I wasn't here. I hope that you watched this and saw this and everything worked out okay. And we'll be back next Monday and in the week coming up. So you be good, my little puckos. You be good. If you can't be good, you're naughty.